So let us go and look into the advantages of Selenium. Selenium is the open source tool. Open source tool in the sense, you see, you don't have to go and purchase any license to work with Selenium. Okay, it's a freeware. You can easily download it and you can install it and you can go and work with it. Then Selenium supports all the browsers like Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, Safari, etc. So it's going to support all the browsers available in the market. And then coming to the next point, Selenium supports all the operating systems like Windows, Linux, Unix, Mac, etc. Yes, it's going to support on all the operating systems as well. Then Selenium supports multiple languages that we already know. Then we can implement both user-defined and built-in frameworks in Selenium. So what is this user-defined and built-in frameworks? See, built-in frameworks are the frameworks designed by the vendor. So in our training session, we are going to explore our knowledge on JUnit framework and test engine framework. There are a lot more inbuilt frameworks over there, like you might have heard about Mav and Jenkins and all this. Okay, all these are inbuilt frameworks. Okay, and coming to user-defined frameworks, we are going to explore our knowledge. We are going to write, or we are going to design the effective frameworks over there in our training session. Okay, such as data-driven testing, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, and hybrid-driven framework. Okay, and if time permits, we'll go and look into how to work with Cucumber framework as well, how to design Cucumber framework. All right.
Yeah.
Fine. And then disadvantages of Selenium. What are the disadvantages of Selenium? Selenium supports only web-based application. Okay, that is the main disadvantage, because Selenium is not going to support any Windows-based application. Okay, you might be pretty much aware of what is the difference between a Windows-based and a web-based, right,
Yes.
Ritesh?
Yes.
Okay, so Selenium supports only web-based application. That is the main disadvantage. Then Selenium is a combination of multiple components, so that configuration and utilization is a bit difficult. Yes, configuration in the sense setting up the Selenium and utilizing the Selenium tool is a bit difficult, is a bit tricky. But in our training session, since we are going to configure the Selenium on a daily practice, it will be pretty much easy for us to go and configure the Selenium and work with the Selenium tool as well going forward. All right. Then Selenium supports multiple languages, so that we should have more technical knowledge. Yes, why we should have more technical knowledge? If I have Java, is it fine? No. See, say for example, if you are into a project, okay, and if you are working on Selenium with Java, say after 2 months, for 2 years you have worked into that project on Selenium with Java. Fine. And one fine day, your client is going to come to you and call back all your team saying, hey team, come on, let us go and shift our technology from Selenium with Java to Selenium with .NET or Selenium with Ruby. Then in that case, you have to go and learn the technical knowledge as well, because you are not pretty much aware of how the Ruby works or how the .NET is, right?
Yeah.
So it would be good if you have more technical knowledge skills. All right.
Yeah.
Fine. I mean, instead of going to a sudden surprises, okay, it would be good that you should have more technical knowledge. Then lack of technical resources. Lack of technical resources in the sense, say for example, if I post an ad saying that I need 50 manual test engineers in my organization, within no time I can expect about 200 mails in my resume, about 200 resumes in my mail, right?
Yes.
If there are any openings in manual test engineers, if I post an ad saying that there are 50 openings over there in my organization, within no time I can expect about 200 to 300 resumes in my inbox page. But if I post the same ad saying I have 50 manual test engineer, 50 Selenium with Java automation test engineers recruitment in my organization, I cannot expect at least 50% of the resumes out of the requirement. Like, I can expect something around 15 to 20 resumes in my inbox. Why? Because there is lack of technical people over there who worked into Selenium. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is the reason Selenium has got good demand in the market. Fine. Let us go and look into the difference between sorry. All right. So let us go and look into the difference between QTP tool and Selenium tool. Over here, QTP tool, QTP is the license tool. Okay, so QTP tool is the license tool, where in Selenium is an open source tool. And this QTP tool is developed by Mercury Interactive Corporation, and later it is acquired by HP, that is Hewlett's Packages. Okay. Now, Selenium tool is developed by Jason Huggies and team from the ThoughtWorks company. Okay, that we already know. Then coming to Selenium tool, so coming to QTP tool, okay, QTP supports VB scripting and JavaScripting. So if you know VB scripting or if you know JavaScripting, you can easily work with QTP. When coming to Selenium, it is going to support multiple languages like Java, PHP, Perl, Python, Ruby, Pascal, lot of languages, right? So That is the main difference between QTP and Selenium again. Then QTP supports only Windows operating systems. Okay, wherein Selenium is going to support all the operating systems. Okay, and then coming to the next point, QTP supports only Internet Explorer, Firefox, and Chrome browsers, wherein Selenium supports all the browsers available in the market, including Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome. Apart from that, it is going to support Opera, Safari, and there are a lot of browsers over there. It is going to support a lot of browsers in the market. Then there is a dedicated location called an object repository to store the properties and values of the objects in QTP. Yes. So what are the objects over there? Actually, say, let us take a web application. Okay, in a web application, I can find a button, a edit box, a radio button, a check box, okay, a drop down box, a link, a text, okay, something over there. All these are termed as objects. All these are named as objects, okay, when we are working with QTP. And for all these, for each and every object, there are particular properties for which we do have some value. Let us say enabled is a property and it is true. Okay, let us say focused is a property, it is false. Okay, and let us say x coordinate is a property and it has some number. Let us say y coordinate is a property, it has some number. So all these properties we are going to capture, okay, from the object, and we are going to store it over there in an object repository, and then we are going to write the scripts while working with QTP. But in Selenium, there is no dedicated location to store the properties and values of the objects in Selenium. Understood?
Yep.
Then we can implement only user-defined frameworks. Only user-defined frameworks that are going to be built over there while we working with QTP. When coming to Selenium, we can implement both user-defined as well as built-in frameworks in Selenium. Okay? Then we can directly integrate with a test management tool like Quality Center tool from QTP. Yes, if I face any defect, if I got any defect over there, okay, while running my script, if I got any defect, I can easily move the defect to the defects tab in Quality Center tool. Okay, because Quality Center tool has been integrated with QTP tool. Okay, but such type of integration is not available in Selenium tool over here. Okay, by default. Fine. So let us go and look into the next concept, that is Selenium components. Selenium is a combination of multiple components, and majorly there are 4 different types of components available. One is Selenium IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment, which was a record and a playback tool. And then coming to Selenium RC. RC stands for Selenium Remote Control. Okay, that is, we are going to invoke the server over here. When we are working with Selenium RC, we have to start the server or launch the server. Then we can go and execute the scripts. If we are not going to invoke any server over there, it is not going to execute our scripts over there. Fine. Then coming to Selenium WebDriver, we do have Selenium WebDriver, or we can also call it a Selenium tool over there. Okay, and then we do have Selenium Grid. Basically, this grid, okay, we are not going to cover in our training session, because this grid is something like, related to a performance tool. Like, if you want to go and execute the same test cases on multiple systems all at a time, in that case, you are going to work with Grid, Selenium Grid. Okay. And probably in real-time scenarios, you can only expect, since Selenium is a functional testing tool, okay, we are not going to focus on performance of the application as well, because there would be separate team which is called as performance testing team over there, who used to go and test the load, who used to go and perform load testing and stress testing on the application. Okay, and they used to go and work with the tools like Load Runner and Apache JMeter and all these tools. All right. So probably in our training session, we'll go and look into Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, and Selenium WebDriver. Fine then. Let us go and look into how we gonna work with the Selenium IDE. Selenium IDE, as I told you, is a record and a playback tool for the web-based application. This is the add-on for the Firefox browser. That means it is an add-on. It is a license for the Firefox browser only. That means we can install IDE in the Firefox browser, launch the IDE from the Firefox browser, design the scripts and execute the scripts only from the Firefox browser only. Okay, in the sense, we cannot go and work with Selenium IDE on Internet Explorer or Chrome browsers or any other browsers, because Selenium IDE is going to work only with the Firefox browser by default. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. So let me go and look into it. So where can I get my Selenium IDE? See, I need to go to my official website of Selenium, that is seleniumhq.org. Over here, if I go to downloads, When you scroll down, you can see Selenium IDE over there at the bottom. Okay, so here you are going to Selenium IDE, yeah, over here, Selenium IDE. Now here you are going to download this. Okay, once you download this, and then once you restart your browser, you can see in the tools, in the menu, okay, in the menu bar, you do have the tools. In the tools, you can find Selenium IDE over there. Fine. This is my Selenium ID. Let me go and maximize this. Let me go and explain this Selenium ID. See, Selenium ID is a record and a playback tool, as I told you, and we do have a recorded button over there on the right top corner, right side top corner, which is in the red color. Okay, so by default it will be in the recorded mode. I am going to click on it to stop the recording, and here we do have the base URL over there. We do have a controller to go and slow down or faster our script execution. We do have a button to run our test suite and test case. Okay, what do you mean by test suite? Test suite is nothing but if I want to go and run multiple test cases over here, I can go and click on this button. If I want to go and execute a particular test case, I can go and click on this test case button. Okay, and the main concept over here while working with Selenium IDE is the command, the target, and the value. So these are the main stuff. What is this command? What is this target? And what is this value? See, command over here is nothing but the activity which we are going to perform. Say if there is a button in an application. So what is the operation that I want to go, that I can do over there on the button? Can I go and edit that button? Can I go and check the button? Or can I go and select that button? What is the operation that I can go and perform over there? Do you know what operation that you are going to perform on a button?
Click.
Exactly, click. So the command over here will come as click. Okay, and say I have multiple buttons over there in a page. Say 2 buttons or 3 buttons. Now, how come my Selenium IDE tool will know that it has to go and click on the button number 2, but not on button number 1 or button number 3? How Selenium IDE tool comes to know that it should go and click on the particular button itself? Okay, so in that case, we should have a target. Okay, so click is the operation and target is nothing but the location of that particular button. Okay, understood?
Yeah.
Then value. Value is something that, you know, we are not going to put any value over there for a button. But when we are working with the edit boxes or the text box, so there I need to go and perform some activity. What is the activity that I am going to perform over there when I am going to work with an edit box or a text box? What is that I am going to do over there?
Enter text.
Yeah, enter text. So over here in the command, I am going to say type. Okay, so here we do have separate commands over there, so that Selenium IDE can go and understand those commands. So here we gonna say type. Okay, and then I'm going to specify the target. Target is nothing but location of that particular edit box. Let us go with a Facebook application or Gmail application. You will be having multiple edit boxes, right? Say email edit box and password edit box. Then in that case, how my Selenium IDE tool comes to know that it has to go and enter some value over there in the email edit box only, but not in the password edit box. Okay, by looking into this target itself. Understood? And okay, it is going to have the command named as type. It has no, it does know the Selenium IDE does know the target as well. Okay, where to enter the value. But what value it has to go and enter, that will be available over there in this value column. Understood?
Yeah.
All right. Fine. So let us go and have a sample example over there working with Selenium IDE. So here is my Facebook application over here. Okay. Now I would like to go and automate this Facebook application. I am going to, so this is my Selenium IDE and this is my Facebook application. I am going to automate it. Okay. I am going to record the steps first. So let me go and start recording. I am going to hit on it. And now I am going to say 1, 2, 3. See, if you go and see over there, okay, in Selenium IDE, it is going to enter some data over there. It is going to enter some commands, some target, and some values as well. I will say first name, I'll say surname, email, mobile, password. I'm going to select the date as well, 16 February 2005, and I'm going to select mail as well. Okay, fine. Then now I am going to stop my script execution, stop my recording. Okay, I have stopped the recording. Now then, what I'm going to do, I would like to go and execute my test cases. So these are all my test cases, right? Open the browser, enter the value in the email edit box, enter the password, okay, and click on this check this checkbox, and enter some value over there, in the first name, surname, email edit box, and all these are the test steps. Now I want to go and run it. So how can I go and run it? Let me go and look into the log file as well over here. This is the log file wherein I can go and see the results, and here we do have runs, and here we do have failures. So whatever the test cases, how many test steps have been failed, it is going to be placed, it is going to display the count. Fine, now I am going to run it. So what is this? This is nothing but only one test case. So I am going to run it now. Okay, fine. You can see the Facebook application over there. See, I am not going to do anything. It is going to enter all the values over there. And over here you can see that the color, background color of each and every test step is going to be changing. That means it is going to change to a green color background. Okay, says that the test step has been executed, and you can see runs 1 as well. Understood? Okay, over here in the logger file you can see the test case is passed. So this is how we are going to work with our Selenium IDE. Understood?
Yeah.
Fine then, let us go and look into the locators. What are these locators? Locators are nothing but the identifications of the elements in the web-based application. Identifications in the sense, I told you, like, we do have some identifications over there for particular button or particular edit boxes as well, right? So these identifications we call it as locators. There are different locators we are using to identify the elements in application. So we can use these identifications as well. That is, I can go and identify the text box with respect to ID, with respect to name, identifier, link, XPath, CSS, DOM. All these are the identifications. Let me go and show you. So here is my Selenium IDE. Now if you go and look into the target, okay, if you go and look into this email, the identification is ID. It is representing with, it is going to identify the location of the particular edit box, that is the email edit box with respect to ID. Now if I go and click on this arrow button over there, you can see ID is equals to email. I can also use name is equals to email. Okay, I can also go with the CSS is equals to hash password. This is one of the locator. This is one of the locator. You got it? So these are nothing but the identifications of the elements. I can identify an element with respect to ID, with respect to name, with respect to CSS, or else with respect to the XPath as well. Okay, and we do have a lot more. Okay, lot more to identify the elements. Understood? So what are they? Like, you can identify with respect to identifier, link text, and DOM as well. But you cannot expect that you will be having all these 7 identifications for each and every element. Okay, for each and every element in Selenium we used to call them as elements. A button, a text box, everything we used to call them as an element over there. Okay, so you cannot expect that for each and every element you will be having all these 4 identifications. For some elements it will be only ID. For some elements it will be having multiple ID, name, and link. For some elements it will be only an XPath. Okay, so it depends. So you just have to find the locator and you have to go and write the scripts over there. Understood?
Yeah.
Are you able to follow me, Ritesh?
Yeah.
Okay. So to see the locators of the elements in an application, we need to install Firebug. Yes, Firebug is one of the add-in. Again, it is a freeware. Okay, so you don't have to go and purchase any license for it. So in order to identify the locations of the elements in the application, we need to install Firebug. Firebug is the add-in for the Firefox browser, and by using this Firebug, we can see the list of the locators of the elements in the Firefox browser. Fine. Say I don't have to go and use this IDE over there. Okay. So in that case, how can I go and identify the location of this particular edit boxes? So here is my Firebug. You can see on the right top corner, okay, there is a bug icon. So I'm going to hit on it. I'm going to click on it. It will go and open my Firebug. So this is something called as a Firebug actually. See, this is the Firebug wherein I am going to identify the location of that particular element. Okay, what is the element? Let us go with the email edit box. I would like to go and see, we do have an arrow button over here. Okay, I am going to click on this arrow, point to that particular location, and then click on it. Now it will go and show me all the identifications. ID is equals to email. Okay, name is equals to email, and I do have the X path as well. So I can pick any of this, I can use any of this, and I can go and write the scripts. Got it?
Yep.
Fine. Then let us go ahead and look into working with Selenium RC. How we are going to work with Selenium RC. After completion of Selenium configuration, and if you want to work with Selenium RC, so, but we haven't configured Selenium configuration. So let us go and look into it. Basically, we used to work with a Java tool, okay, Eclipse tool. Okay, in Selenium, we are going to work on Java tool, that is Eclipse tool. And over here, this is the developers tool, and here is the editor wherein we are going to write our code over there. And here is the package explorer wherein we can see all the packages or the classes or the you can see the methods which you have designed, you can see the classes, you can see the packages, okay, and you can see the projects which you have designed over there over here on the left side. Fine. So let me go and create a new project over there. So you don't have to bother about it. It was just an example that I am going to show you, a sample examples, so that it will be clear for you to how we are this is the way you can able to understand. This is the way I should go and automate it. This is the way how the process goes on over there. Okay. So just for an example, okay, what I'm going to do. You don't have to go and look and look into code stuff and all this. Okay. So I'm going to create a new project over there, Java project, and I will go and name it as demo, and I'm going to click on finish. Now it is going to create a new project over. Now if I go and look into this, so what is this demo? Basically it is going to create a folder at the back end, okay, and it is going to create some subfolders as well. So this JRE is nothing but the system library files, okay, Java supporting files which are being inbuilt, okay, which will help us to go and write the code as well. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new package. Right click on the project which you have created, go to new, click on package, and the basic norms which you are going to follow over there in the real-time scenario is always the package prefix should be com dot. Okay, I'm going to say com dot, and I will say demo, and I'm going to hit on finish. Fine. So it has created a package now. Now in this package, I am going to create a class. Right click on this package, go to new, and click on this class. Now you need to go and name this package. Let us say Selenium RC. I'm going to name it as Selenium RC. This is the class name. And I'm going to check the checkbox as public static void main string args. And I'm going to hit on finish button. Alright. So let me go and increase the font size as well. Font basics, go to text, edit, bold, 16, yeah, 16 will be fine. Fine. So here is my code. What is this code describes? Let me go and put the line numbers as well. What is this line number says? Package. What is the package that we have worked on? com.demo. That is what it is going to show you. And what is this public class Selenium RC? This is nothing but the class name which we have created over there. And then we also check the checkbox, that is public static void main string args. And do remember in Java our execution starts from the main class itself. Okay, now I would like to go and configure this Selenium RC. How can I go and configure it with my Eclipse tool? I like to go to downloads again in my seleniumhq.org. What happened? Yeah. And then you can find Selenium standalone server. Okay, in Selenium standalone server you need to go and download it. 2.47.1 is the version. You need to go download this. This is a jar file wherein all the Selenium supported files are going to be built over there. So I'm going to download it. I have downloaded already over there in my system. What I need to do is I need to go and integrate it. How I'm going to integrate it with it? I'm going to right click on the project, that is demo, go to build path, configure build path, go to libraries, add external jars, and now you can see Selenium server standalone 2.47.1, right? Now I'm going to click on open. I'm going to click on OK. Now this is how I am going to configure my Selenium server standalone jar file. You can see Selenium server standalone jar file has been configured with my project. Now I can use Selenium commands. If not, I cannot use Selenium commands as well. Understood? So fine, let us go and look into the PPT now. After completion of Selenium configuration, yes, we have done with our Selenium configuration, and if we want to work with Selenium RC in Eclipse, we need to import default Selenium class from the ThoughtWorks package. Where is this ThoughtWorks package? Where is this default Selenium? All these are available in the jar file which I have configured over here. This is the jar file. Okay, this is the jar file. All these ThoughtWorks and Selenium default Selenium classes are available over there. Okay, in this jar file. Now I want to utilize them. How can I go and utilize them? I need to create an object for the class. So I will say default Selenium control space bar. See, it's going to import com.thoughtworks.selenium default. Okay, now I'm going to create an object. Let us say RC is equals to new default Selenium and control space bar again. I'm going to select the second option. Over here, I am going to provide the numbers. I am going to fill the arguments. So local host, you don't have to bother about it. See, by default, Selenium is going to run on 4444 port number. Okay, 4444 port number. If I want to go and change this port number to my favorite number, I can go and do it as well. Okay, not a problem. I will say 1234 is my favorite number. Okay, so I want to go and run the port number on 1234, and then the browser start command would be star Firefox, and then the browser URL would be, in quotations I will say http:// that's it. Okay, now I have created an object over here. Now with respect to the object, I am going to open the application. I will say rc.start. See, you don't have to bother about this, Ritesh, okay, because we are not still into our coding stuff. I am just going to show you how we are going to write the scripts and how we are going to run the scripts and how the tool is going to open the browser and perform some activities over there. Now I'm going to open the same, like facebook.com application. You there, Ritesh?
Yeah.
Now the locator is email, that we already know, and the text I am going to put is something 786.
If I'm not wrong, I think the Selenium RC is replicated now and no one is using it.
Selenium RC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Selenium RC is a older version. Okay, so as of now we are working with Selenium WebDriver only. Okay, I'll let you know how we are going to design the scripts as well. So this is the checkbox. So what is this code represents? I'm going to open the browser. I'm going to open the Facebook application. I'm going to launch the Facebook application over here. I'm going to enter some values over there in the email edit box, also in the password edit box, and then I'm going to check the checkbox. That's it. Now if I go and run it, is it going to run? No, because I haven't invoked the server. I haven't started the server. So in order to start the server, I need to go to my command prompt, go to CMD, and you need to go to the a folder wherein I do have the Selenium server standalone jar file downloaded. So in my system, it is in my desktop, cd Selenium training, cd jar, and over here I will say java space -jar. This is the command to invoke the Selenium server, java space -jar Selenium server standalone 2.47.1.jar. So if I go and hit on enter, it will go and run on, the server will go and run on the default port number, that is 4444. Okay, but here my port number is 1234. Then in that case I will say -port port and then again space 1234, and I'm going to hit on enter. Fine. Now you can see it is launching the standalone server. Now it is done. Now I can go and run my scripts. I'm going to save it. I'm going to run it now. Launching Firefox browser. Okay, let us go and see what happens. See, there it goes. It has opened a browser over there. So basically this is not our real browser. This is just a logger, okay, log file wherein I can see the log, whatever the commands it has executed. And then we do have another browser. It is going to open another browser. You can see over here. Now if I go and maximize it, you can see localhost 1234 Selenium server and all this. Then it will go and open my Firefox Facebook.com application. Now it will go and enter the email and enter the values over there in email, password, and it's going to check the checkbox as well. Understood?
Yep.
So this is how we are going to work with our Selenium RC. Fine then. Let us go and look into, I'm going to close all my server as well. Okay. Let us go and look into how to work with Selenium WebDriver as well. So WebDriver is the advanced for Selenium RC, which we can use to prepare the test scripts and execute the test scripts in different browsers and in different environments. That means, see, apart from Selenium RC is an older version, and in present, okay, in the real-time scenarios, we'll be working with Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and we can go and design the scripts, execute the scripts on different browsers and different environments by using Selenium WebDriver. Okay, and the syntax to create an object for Selenium WebDriver is WebDriver object is equal to new browser driver. Let us go and see. I'm going to close this. All right, no problem. Now I'm going to create a new class over here again because we are done with our Selenium RC example. So now I'm going to create a new class. Right click on the package, go to new, go to class, and when I click on class, I am going to say Selenium WebDriver, that is WD, and I'm going to check the checkbox and click on finish button. Fine. So basically, what is the advantage of the Selenium WebDriver over Selenium RC? I don't have to invoke any server. Okay, it's the tool which is going to, I mean, when I run the script, it will directly go and communicate with the browser. Okay, so how, let us go and see how I am going to create an object for the WebDriver. I'll say WebDriver. Say I'm going to name the object as W is equals to new Firefox driver. I'm going to import the WebDriver packages as well. So just mouse over on it. Okay, it is good. How it is going to import it? With the support of this Selenium server standalone jar file which I have configured already. Okay, so all this WebDriver class, all this Firefox method, everything will be available over there in this reference libraries only. Okay, these all are coming, these all are accessible from this reference library only. Then what I will do, I like to go and open the application. I will say w.navigate.to, and I am going to put a comment saying http://facebook.com. Okay, fine. Now I want to go and enter some value over there. In an edit box, I will say w.findElement of by.id of. I am going to provide the ID name as email, and then by using send keys method, I am going to enter some values. I will say testing 00 all 0s and 7. Okay, I am going to copy the same. I'm going into the next line, pasting it over there. I'm going to make some modifications. I will go and change the locator. It is pass and testing only. And then I'm going to paste it over there again. I'm going to remove this, and I'm going to change the locator of this with the checkbox. What is the checkbox? The locator name is, let me go back to our Selenium RC code. It is persistence box. I'm coming back to our WebDriver code. I'm pasting it over there. And on this checkbox, what is the operation that I can do in order to check a checkbox? It is click operation. So I'm going to click on it. Now I'm going to save it and I'm going to run it. Okay, let me go and run it and see how it's going to open the Firefox browser. Then it will go and open the Facebook application, and then it will go and enter the values over there in the email and the password edit box. Later on, it will go and check the checkbox. There it goes. It is going to open the facebook.com application. You can see. And then it has to go and enter the values over there in the email edit box, password edit box. It has to check the checkbox as well. See, there it goes. And it's going to check the checkbox. That's it. So this is how we are going to work with our Selenium WebDriver. Understood, Ritesh?
Yeah.
All right. Fine. So that's it. Do you have any queries, Ritesh?
Yes. So, as you mentioned, like, you will be teaching all the basics of Java and everything. That's fine. So, like, coming to this, for example, like we have used a Facebook application to explain how we use a WebDriver. We'll be during the course and when we develop the frameworks and we learn the tool in more detail, will you be using some real-time applications and showing
See,
some...
all these are the real-time applications itself, right? Facebook is not a dummy application. Gmail
Yeah,
is not a dummy application,
but I mean
right?
to say,
Yeah.
and
So
it's
millions
not that
of
we can
people
learn everything on
see
Facebook.
these
Learning on Facebook.
applications.
Yeah.
Yes, Ritesh. These applications are into the real-time scenarios. They are up and running, and millions of people are using these applications, right? So what we are going to do, we are trying to automate these applications, right?
Yeah, of course. But my doubt was like, I heard like not all the functionality which is available in WebDriver might be we can test it using Facebook application. So to learn to practice the tool in more detail and to explore it in much detail. So will we be using n number of applications, or will it be only one application and we'll stick to it only?
No, it depends upon the topics. Like we will be working with a couple of applications. We don't go with one or two applications. We'll go and automate couple of applications in our training sessions. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.